I understand though your frustrations because, you know, you did train hard at that time. You looked like a wrestler. And then when you would be able to wrestle, most of the time you're fighting me or you're fighting Jazz. The occasional mixed tag where you would be brought in and you got to, you know, do some wrestling moves. But I understand the frustration that you wanted to be more like than a manager. And the only reason why I brought that up is I remember you coming up to me and saying, did you know about this? And I don't know if you remember you asking me. And I was like, I didn't know. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All that I was told was you're going to be with PJ.
Yeah.
So I had no idea that you were being pushed out. And I never wanted you to think that I was behind that idea, because I thought we were going to be a trio.
I thought so too, because, you know, quite frankly, you know, that, especially that last shot, that is so epic.
That he used in the opening. Yeah.
Is so epic and everything. No, you know, I had to think very long and hard as far as why what happened did happen. And that's pretty much what I explained a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
There were things that were going on personally between Paul and I.
Okay.
You know, and again, I remember it very clearly, and it was somewhere in Florida that I was kind of like I was walking around outside the arena. Paul was there, and he was doing whatever, something maybe on his phone, maybe not, you know. And he sees me, and, you know, we nod, and he said, "Hey, Jace, come over here a second, you know." And I said, "Sure, Paul." And he said, "You know, I know that you're unhappy, you know, is we're continuing to do this. I know you want to do your own thing, and I know that you want to, you know, you want to wrestle, you want to do something more than just stand out there, you know, and be a prop, you know." And he goes, "I got it." You know, he's like, "Well, you know, we're going to pull an angle where we're going to do something, and then you take several weeks off, you know, and cut a promo, you know, I'm going to be back better than ever, this and that, you know, and then, you know, you train hard, you know, you train hard, you diet hard, you come back in, and we're going to have you wrestle, do things on your own and everything." And that's right about that time, you know, when I took that dieting and training very, very seriously, you know. In other words, you know, finally when I got over certain injuries where I could actually go back to the gym and give it my fullest, you know. So that's where I was preparing for that, and I was waiting for that, you know. And I always knew one thing, you know, don't go up to Paul every 5 minutes or every 5 days or even every 5 weeks. Say, hey, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Right.
Because we've seen what happens when people badger him. You know, so I kind of, I stayed back and I waited and I waited and I waited, and I was getting frustrated. Like, you know what? You know, I'm just being jerked around over here. You know, I don't think it's going to happen. You know, so I'm not sure that had I stayed after you guys, after we did our thing, you know, with Tommy finally, with PJ getting the title. Because here's another thing that I always said: why have me there? Let's say even with the Impact players, right? When you have Dawn Marie, nobody wants to see me. You understand what I'm saying?
I did.
I serve purpose there. You know, let me do something else. It's Francine and PJ. You don't need a Jason there. I think it, you know, I don't think it would have. I think I would have been that fifth wheel.
Fifth wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I never wanted you to think it was me, because I didn't know what was going on. I really didn't. Hey there, it is the Queen of Extreme, Francine from ECW. Do you want to see more of me? Click over here to watch another video, or click over here to listen to my podcast. And as always,